Somewhere in the world, there is a 12-year-old boy. His mother has a mental illness. His father threw him out. He wanders the streets, begging for food each day. A monk passes by. A kind man standing nearby wants to help. The monk holds him back. He says, "That is the boy's bad karma. He must pay his debt." That story appears in the book you are about to hear summarized tonight. Not to praise the monk, but to ask a question. Do we truly understand what karma is? Or have we been using an ancient word to excuse our own indifference? This is a summary of a comprehensive study of karma by the Venerable Thich Tue Sy, one of the most profound Buddhist scholars Vietnam has ever produced. This book does not tell you what to believe. It asks whether you have really understood. If you would like a summary like this every week, subscribing takes one tap. We live in an age where everyone has heard of karma. In the West, the word floats through social media like a cosmic vending machine. Do good, get good. Do harm, get punished. In Asian traditions, the saying goes, "The kind-hearted meet with kindness." But how many of us have stopped and genuinely asked, what is karma exactly? How does it work? And if karma carries consequences from one life to the next, what is it that actually carries them? Thich Tue Sy does not answer with faith alone. He brings philosophy, neuroscience, psychoanalysis, and deep contemplative inquiry to the question. The book moves through every serious attempt humanity has made to explain karma, from the ancient Vedic scriptures to quantum physics, to Freud and Jung, to the most refined treatises of the Abhidharma, the scholastic heart of Buddhist philosophy. And what you find by the end is that the question matters more than any fixed answer. But before we go further, I want to plant one question in your mind right now. If there is no permanent soul, no unchanging self, what is it that bears responsibility for what we do? Hold that question. We will come back to it. Karma is not fate. Thich Tue Sy opens with a statement that cuts through centuries of misunderstanding. The idea of karma, once it filtered down into popular culture, was badly distorted. Karma is not fate handed down by heaven. It is not a reason to look at a suffering person and say, "Just endure it. That is your karma." That interpretation, the venerable monk insists, is a harmful error. And it exists even among devout Buddhists. The Sanskrit word karma means, simply, action. Every action you perform, every word you speak, every thought you cultivate, produces a result. But the result does not bounce back immediately, the way a stone thrown at a wall returns to your hand. Karma has a delay. It accumulates. And according to the Buddhist teaching, its effects are not confined to a single lifetime. What Thich Tue Sy emphasizes is this. The Buddha did not teach karma as punishment. He taught it as the law of cause and effect, the natural unfolding of actions and their consequences, without a judge and without a verdict. And more importantly, he taught that we can change the direction of our karma through our own will. Karma does not imprison you. Karma is something you are creating right now, in every hour and every minute. Think of someone with a habit of losing their temper. Each time they erupt in anger, they are not only harming the people around them, they are pressing a groove deeper into their own mind, a pattern of reaction that becomes easier and easier to trigger. That is unwholesome karma forming in this very life, with no need to wait for the next. When science meets karma, Thich Tue Sy does something bold in the early chapters. He does not set science aside. He engages it directly. Many thinkers have tried to compare karma to Newton's third law of motion. For every action, an equal and opposite reaction. It sounds like cause and effect, doesn't it? But Thich Tue Sy points out where the comparison breaks down. Newton's law applies to physical matter, and the reaction is instantaneous. Karma, in human experience, can ripen years or even lifetimes later. You cannot fit those two things into the same equation without losing what is essential about both. There is, however, a more meaningful encounter between karma and modern neuroscience. Professor Richard Davidson at the University of Wisconsin measured the brain activity of Tibetan meditation masters. Practitioners with more than 10,000 hours of contemplative practice. The findings were unmistakable. The structure and function of their brains had genuinely changed. This is something the Abhidharma scholars had articulated 1,000 years earlier, that you can transform the mind, and the transformed mind transforms the brain, and the transformed brain transforms behavior. The phrase that emerged from this research is simple. Change your mind and change your brain. Not a metaphor. Measurable science. Carl Jung, the psychiatrist who broke from Freud, approached karma through his own lens. He called it, in the broadest sense, psychophysical heredity, a pattern transmitted not through biology alone, but through deeper strata of the psyche. Reading the Tibetan Book of the Dead, he recognized universal archetypes, inborn patterns of human experience shared across cultures and centuries. Jung did not claim these were karma in the Buddhist sense, but he did not dismiss the possibility. What the Buddha taught that no one else did. This is where the book becomes genuinely deep. Nigantha Nataputa, revered in Jain tradition as Mahavira, taught that bodily punishment is what matters most. To destroy past karma, one must mortify the flesh. Jain monks stood upright for hours without sitting, deliberately inducing pain, believing that physical suffering could burn away the residue of previous lives. The body was the site of purification. The Buddha said something entirely different. In the famous exchange recorded with the householder Upali, a devoted follower of the Jain community, the Buddha demonstrated that mental karma, volition, is what is primary. It is not what your body does that counts most. It is what drives the action. A person might accidentally cause a creature's death with no intent to harm. Another might sit in perfect stillness while harboring hatred in the mind. Karma does not reside in the outward act. Karma resides in the intention behind it. This is what Thich Tue Sy identifies as cetana karma, karma rooted in volition. The Buddha stated it plainly. Karma is cetana, is intention. The actions of body and speech are the outer expression of what was first formed within the mind. That changes everything about how you understand moral responsibility. You cannot manage only your behavior. You must look at the source of your behavior, the motive. What is running quietly beneath the surface in the moment you act or speak? The body follows the mind. It always has. Seeds, consciousness, and the question that would not go away. Now we return to the question planted at the beginning. If there is no permanent, unchanging soul, what carries karma from one life to the next? This is the hardest problem in all of Buddhist philosophy on karma. Thich Tue Sy addresses it through memory, time, and the structure of consciousness itself. The Abhidharma, the great scholastic tradition within Buddhism, explains karma's accumulation through the concept of bija, the Sanskrit word for seed. Every action, every thought, plants a seed in the stream of consciousness. That seed does not disappear. It waits for the right conditions to ripen. And within the Yogacara school, often called the mind-only school or Vijnana Vada, there is a storehouse for all these seeds. the alaya-vijnana, the store consciousness, the foundational awareness beneath all other awareness. It is not a soul, it is not a self, but it is an unbroken continuity of encoded experience, carrying the imprint of every volitional act. Think of someone who learned to lie habitually in childhood. After many years, they no longer pause before they deceive. The reflex is formed. The seed was planted. It grew. It became a tree that shades everything underneath it. That is karma operating in plain sight, in this life, without requiring any metaphysical framework to see. Modern neuroscience calls this brain plasticity, the brain's capacity to reorganize itself based on what you think, what you practice, what you attend to. The language is different. The phenomenon is the same. Dark karma, bright karma, and real responsibility. In the Samyukta Agama, one of the earliest collections of the Buddha's discourses, the Buddha distinguishes dark karma from bright karma with precision. Dark karma, taking life, taking what is not given, sexual misconduct, lying, divisive speech, harsh speech, craving, ill will, wrong view. Bright karma is the reverse of each of these. The Buddha told the householder Kunda, a person might rise at dawn, touch the earth, and declare, "I am pure," might perform the most elaborate purification rites known to the Brahmanical tradition. But if dark karma remains in the mind, the person remains impure regardless. What is outside cannot cleanse what has not yet changed within. Thich Tue Sy also notes something the popular understanding of karma often misses. Not every person who creates harmful karma suffers immediately. Not every person who lives with integrity prospers right away. There is determinate karma and indeterminate karma. There are always other conditions at work. Karma from the past, circumstances, the interdependent arising of causes that no single formula can capture. Life is more complex than any equation. That is precisely why the Buddhist teaching does not license us to look at a suffering person and conclude that they must deserve it. The Agama scriptures call that wrong view, miccaditti, a distorted way of seeing, not right understanding. The practice you can begin tomorrow morning requires no ceremony. The next time you are about to speak or act, pause for half a breath and ask quietly, where is this coming from? From genuine care or from fear? From real compassion or from the need to control? That question, asked honestly and often, slowly changes the seeds you plant. And that child. The monk held the kind man back and said it was the boy's bad karma. But the boy did not choose his circumstances. He was 12 years old. He was hungry. Thich Tue Sy includes this story not to condemn the monk, but to remind us, even people who sincerely believe in karma can use it as a shield for indifference. The Buddha taught karma to liberate human beings from passivity and from ignorance, not to justify injustice. Right understanding of karma, samadhi, as the Agama scriptures make clear, means recognizing that generosity has consequences, that ethical action has consequences, that there is good and evil, and that we bear responsibility for what we do. The question this book leaves you with is not whether karma exists in some metaphysical sense. The real question is, what seeds are you planting right now? In the way you look at the people closest to you, in the way you respond when something frustrates you, in the way you treat someone who has nothing to offer you in return. In all of this, you are making karma. That karma will quietly become the shape of who you are, without ceremony, without announcement. The 12-year-old boy is still waiting, not for a philosophy, for an answer in the form of action. If something from this video stayed with you tonight, leave it in the comments. I genuinely want to hear what landed. and if this felt worthwhile, a like helps more people find their way to these teachings.